Hey, what's up guys, it's Matt here, or MJ Feldy, and today I will be reviewing this LEGO Diagon Alley set. Now I will say this set was one of the most enjoyable times I've ever had building a LEGO set, because I'm not a huge fan of Technic. I just like stacking bricks and plates on top of other bricks and plates. That's just my favorite part of building with LEGO, and this set is basically like 4 modular buildings put into one, and I love modular buildings, and it's Harry Potter, so I absolutely love this set. I love building it. This set also took me 3 days to build. I really underestimated it. It has over 5,000 pieces, which is more than the Death Star. And I didn't think the Death Star was like a super long build, but this really just took me a really long time for whatever reason. I kind of spread it out a little bit to make it a little bit more enjoyable. But it was a really long build, and I definitely wasn't really expecting that for some reason, even though it's a giant set. But also an added bonus to this set is it comes with a ton of minifigures. It's basically like the Death Star, but for Harry Potter, because you get a giant set plus a ton of minifigures. So overall, super great set, and definitely would recommend it. So this is set number 75978 and is recommended for ages 16 and up. So it's technically not part of the adult collector sets for ages 18 and up, but you know, it's pretty close. And honestly, I'm glad that they went with this style of box art, because I feel like a Harry Potter set just wouldn't look super great with, you know, the all black box art that all the 18 and up Star Wars sets have. So I'm really glad that they went with, you know, this colorful style box art like all of the other Harry Potter sets have. It just wouldn't be really Harry Potter if it had an all black box art, in my opinion. And this set has 5,544 pieces, so price to part ratio is definitely super great on this set. It's $400, so that's about like 7-8 cents a piece maybe, if my math's right. I don't really know, but super great deal for what you're getting in this set. You get a ton of minifigures, ton of pieces, and basically 4 modular buildings just put together, so this would be a great addition for any LEGO city. One thing that's kind of weird about this set is it's really hard to display unless you have a really long desk, which fortunately I have over here. That's where I had it displayed for the past week or so. But yeah, unless you have a really long, like skinny shelf or table or desk or something like that, this thing is kind of difficult to display. But I really like how they made it so you can either, you know, display it like this, or you can turn everything like this, and actually, it does fit in the shot, so that worked out. But they made it so there's Technic pins on each side of each one of the buildings. There's even Technic pins on this side right here and this side right here. So if you want to switch up the orientation of the actual buildings themselves, you can do that as well. So, you know, if you want to put Olaf Vanders over here or put the Weasley's Wizard Shop back over here, you can kind of mix and match whatever you want, which is really cool. Another way that you can display it is back to back like this. So they have Technic pins on all the sides as well as on the back, so you can display it like this. The only reason I can think of to display this set like this is if you are putting this into a LEGO city and you know you have like a building on this front side and the back side, and it's kind of like its own city street. That would work really well, but for overall displaying, this doesn't really work out because you're not going to be able to see one whole half of the Diagon Alley, which kind of defeats the purpose. And then the final way that you can orient this set is all of the buildings facing each other, which is more accurate to what Diagon Alley actually is. This is also really cool if you're putting it in a LEGO city and you actually want like the full Diagon Alley. And you know, maybe you could even make more shops to go alongside and just make it one giant strip. And then, you know, maybe have one turn for Nocturne Alley or something like that. I could see that being a possibility as well. But I really like this look, especially just looking down the whole street and just seeing buildings on either side. It's really cool. It almost reminds me of Universal Studios when you go there to the Harry Potter world. It looks pretty much exactly like that, which is super cool. And without further ado, guys, let's take a closer look. All right, so first let's start off with this Olaf Vanders building right here. And then there's also this Scribulus, just small section right here. It's not a super big building, but it's just attached to Olaf Vanders. And there are a ton of stickers in this set. They're just literally in every single section of this build, in every single building. So on the front here, you have a bunch of stickers here that say Olaf Vanders, makers of fine wands since 382 BC, and then another Olaf Vanders sign over here, and then you have the Scribulus sign, as well as a little poster up here, and then another sign, and another sign below that. And I really like how in this newer version of the Diagon Alley set, they made the windows of Olaf Vanders yellow, which makes it look like the lights on the inside are yellow, which is really accurate to what you see in the Harry Potter movies. So I'm really glad they did that. It just looks really cool. And then I'll just kind of be going over the minifigures as we go, just where I have them placed throughout the set. So, you know, we have Hermione here. She just has some Hogwarts robes and her, you know, standard face and hair. Nothing really too special about her. And then you can see the tiled walkway here, and then also some of the stones in the front here as well. And then at the top, there's a couple owls here, and then there's Hedwig right here carrying the Daily Prophet, which is pretty cool. It just attaches right here at the top of the roof. And I really like all of the interiors of each little section of the Diagon Alley. It's kind of like a dollhouse styled thing, which is super cool. And this stairway right here folds out, which is pretty cool. So if you want to, you know, display it with against like a flat wall or something like that, you can just fold it back in and out, which is a really cool function. And then in the front, we have Olaf Vanders' desk here, which is pretty cool. You have a bunch of wands there in the back, and actually some of these you can actually pull out, and then there's actually a wand inside, which is super cool. I remember the previous Diagon Alley set, they just had like printed tiles that had like a printing of a wand on there, which, I mean, it was all right, but it just didn't really, you know, capture the full experience of unboxing a wand. So it's really cool that they actually made some of these like wand boxes that actually hold the Lego wands. And then in this top section, we have Ollivander here, who looks pretty cool. I think he's the same version that we got in that miniature Diagon Alley set, and he's holding a wand box there. There's a chair in the back, and then there's this railing right here, and then a ladder to get to more of these wands, which is really cool. And then there's also a desk with an open drawer and also another one of those wand boxes. And then moving over here, there's a little kind of apartment-ish thing. There's this really cool build for a couch with some sticker detailing there, and a really cool build for a rug. And there's a fireplace and a little cabinet over there with a skull, and then another potion, looks like. And then this bottom floor right here, there's a little desk, and then a little book for the front display window, which is pretty cool. And then we have some ink and quills over here that you can purchase. I love all of the windows and just all of like the masonry bricks that they used and all that. It just looks super good. Next up is the quality Quidditch supplies, as well as the Daily Prophet. They're both two buildings sort of in one, just like the previous building. And then up here, we've got Ron there in his Hogwarts robes. Nothing really too fancy about him. He's got his standard hair and face. And then over here, we have the Daily Prophet photographer. He's got a really cool build for a camera and also a dual molded hat and hair piece, which is super cool, but I really like that minifigure. And then once again, we have this continuation of all of the rock work and pebbles and all of that. And then we also have the tiled off streetway right here, which is pretty cool. And then something that is really cool that they managed to do was, if you can tell, these front windows are actually at a downward slant like that. And I mean, it's pretty simple how they did that. They just used some Technic pins and Technic bricks to achieve that, and then, you know, angled it downwards, but I think it looks really cool. You actually can't even really notice that it slants down just looking at it from the front, but if you're like looking at the street view, you can definitely tell that there's just a subtle angle downwards, which is really cool. And then all of these transparent clear pieces are printed, so that's really nice. That would have been a nightmare to put on if those were stickers, so I'm really glad that they printed some of the pieces in this set. And then we have some stickers up here that say quality Quidditch supplies, and then also the Daily Prophet. And then up here, there's a really cool, design with some of those Quidditch balls as well as the golden snitch. And then I also really like the coloration that they chose for this building in particular. I really like the way that the pink goes with the sand green. It's just a really cool combination of colors that I really like. And then also there's a banner up here that says Quidditch, and then another little sign that says the Daily Prophet. Once again, we have sort of the dollhouse style back of the Quality Quidditch Supplies building, but starting out with the top, we just have sort of like an attic with a bunch of boxes and old newspapers. We have a rat right here trying to get some cheese, so that's kind of funny. And then there's also some other papers in the corner, and then this little door that I guess is for like maintenance or something. And then right here, we have some brooms that you can test fly, which is pretty cool. I think that's a new piece. I've never seen it before in a Lego set, but it's kind of like this 2x4 tile that's like rounded off. It's really cool, and I've never seen that before on a Lego set, so that's a first for me. And then there's this Quidditch statue right here, just modeling some of the Quidditch robes and clothes and stuff like that. We have some Quidditch robes back here, as well as some, bludgers and other balls and stuff that you use for Quidditch. And then down here we have some more things that you use for Quidditch, and then another one of those mannequins right here. And then we have the Nimbus 2000, I believe, or the Firebolt, I can't remember, one of those models. And then we have some more of the Quidditch robes down here, which is a pretty cool effect. I like how they did that to make it look like folded clothes. And then over here in the Daily Prophet side, it's pretty barren and empty. There's just a sticker right here with all of those posters and stuff. And then there's this little crate with all of the newspapers, and there is a spider web up here. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Daily Prophet side. Not really too much going on in there. But yeah, I really like the look of this portion of the Diagon Alley. I think they did a really good job with all of the colors and everything like that, and sort of making it look a little bit run down with some of these like medium nougat masonry bricks there as well. The next building up is Flourish and Blots, as well as this ice cream parlor right here, which is pretty cool. I really like how they did this little awning here with the chairs as well. For the legs of the chairs, they used some of those Lego tooth pieces, which is pretty clever. But you got two of those chairs there with a little table. And then some of the minifigures over here, we got Harry Potter, just standard with his Gryffindor robes. And then we also have Gilderoy Lockhart himself in a different outfit that you get in the Chamber of Secrets set. He's wearing a purple suit right here, and then he's got one of his books, Gilderoy Lockhart Magical Me, so that's really cool. And then he comes with a double-sided cape right here, yellow on one side and purple on the other. And also on the front here, you get some more of those printed trans-clear pieces, just like on the Quality Quidditch Supplies building. And then this was a really cool build. I really like the technique that they used for all of this. They used a lot of hinges and stuff like that to get all of these, angles for all of these signs right here. It says bookseller, book binders, reading room, bookseller, all that stuff right there. And then we also have a sign that says Flourish and Blots. And then we have this sort of like bay window at the top here. And then up here, I don't know if this is just for like decoration or people can actually go to the roof to eat ice cream, but the part usage for these chairs and table is really cool, and I think it looks really cool up there on the roof. And then I think this sort of like banana yellow color looks really good, especially for like an ice cream parlor. The colors just look super good, with the yellows and browns and even some like olive green in there. It just looks super good when you put it all together. And then, of course, we have the continuation of this cobblestone. Down here, we have some books at the front next to Harry and Lockhart. And then in the back here, first starting out with the Flourish and Blots side, we have some books stacked on top of each other, which looks really cool. You can kind of see like the binding and stuff. And then we have Ginny Weasley as well as her mom, Molly Weasley, and they're about to buy this book by Gilderoy Lockhart, it looks like. And then we have this post right here. And then kind of like in Olaf Vanders, this stairway folds down just in case you want to display this set with a flat back, you know, if you're like displaying it on a shelf or something and don't really have the extra space in the back, you can fold this up, which is pretty cool. And then up here we have a balcony. We have some more books here on the shelf as well as stacked here. And then we have one that's also open that teaches you how to use Wingardium Leviosa. And we have another poster right here that says Flourish and Blots. And then another bookshelf down here. And then moving over to the ice cream parlor here, we have this tiled floor, which looks really good with the black and white. And then we have this cool studs on the side build for this counter right here, or the cash register. And then we have some glasses and, you know, ice cream and stuff displayed in the back there. Really like all the colors here. And then we have all of the ice cream flavors over here too, which is pretty cool. And then up here we have Florian Fortescue himself, the guy who runs the ice cream parlor. He's got some ice cream in his hand there with a spoon. And then there's a little chair behind him as well as a table with some tea. And then this really cool build for a lamp. It actually uses a black hot dog piece right there for that curve, which is super cool. I really liked building that lamp there. Just so many really cool techniques throughout this entire set. And then the last building we have is the Weasley Wizard Wheezes shop right here. This is definitely my favorite shop out of all of the buildings in this set. It just looks so cool. I love the bright orange with the lavender color. It just looks super good. The orange just really pops. I just love that color combination. And then up here we have Draco Malfoy as well as his dad, Lucius Malfoy. I really like the printing on Lucius Malfoy, and then it goes down to his legs. That looks really good. And then Malfoy just has his standard Slytherin robes, which looks good as well. But that is both of them. And then you also get this tiling continued up here with some little pebbles here and there. And one thing that I just wanted to point out in this set was that I was actually missing a piece in this set. It's this 2x2 tile right here, which is kind of annoying. And I actually placed a missing pieces order for this, so it should be coming here in a couple days. I absolutely love LEGO's customer service. They're fantastic, and you literally just put in what piece you were missing and then they send it right to you, which is super nice. So that will be coming soon, but it's just kind of annoying that it was one of those pieces. So I just put it towards the back so you can't really see it that well. But also this little build right here is super cool. You kind of get the hint at Nocturne Alley, which is really cool, that Harry comes out of in the second movie. And then you got this build for a window right here that's kind of tilted. So yeah, really cool build there. And then on the inside of the Weasley Wizard Wheezes shop, you have a ton of different like magic fireworks and like different pranks and like all this stuff, which is super cool. You got some potions back there and all of this like joke stuff, which is cool. And then we get Fred and George Weasley. I'm not sure which one is which because they're twins, but you get both of them there. They're both wearing similar jackets. One of them just has an orange undershirt and the other one has a green undershirt there. And then, you know, we got stacks on stacks of different magical prank things and all sorts of stuff. We got this stairwell going up, and it actually goes up 3 levels, which is super cool. And we have this cool little border right here for the railing. And you got all sorts of stuff. You got lollipops, you got fireworks, you got all this stuff just piled up. And then on the final floor, you get some action figures right here, it looks like, and then all sorts of other stuff that you can buy. And then this is a really cool piece right here. It's sort of like a geode piece. And then there's some balloons here on the side. And if you want to put this in your Lego city and attach all of these buildings to the backs of each other, you can just rotate this in so that you can attach it back to back, which is pretty cool. So that just kind of moves out of the way, or however you want to move it. And then also at the front, definitely the most noticeable thing is that you get one of the twins right here, and you can actually raise his hat, which is pretty cool. There's just this Technic bit right here that you can move up and down, and then he can take off and put back on his hat, which is super cool. And then you can see his entire brick-built body on the inside. You got his legs there, his torso, and then his arms. Definitely, there were a lot of stickers going into that with all the arms and the torso and the legs and all that stuff. But it was really fun to build, and especially this mechanism, that was really cool to see how that exactly works. And then we got all these windows over here, tons of bay windows. I love how those look. It just looks super good. And then a bunch of different stickers over here on all of the banners on the top of all the windows, which is really cool. And then this roof, I really like all the shaping. There's a ton of super cool techniques used. And then this sort of just slopes up to the top, which looks really, really cool. I really love all of these lavender pieces. I'm sure that LEGO made a lot of new pieces for this color for this set, which is definitely really cool. I'm sure that you could make a lot of cool modular buildings with this particular color as well. But yeah, that's it for the Weasley Wizard Wheezes shop. Definitely my favorite building out of all four of them for the Diagon Alley. I also almost forgot to mention that there are these two little side builds. One of them is this desk for Gilderoy Lockhart to sign all of his books on, which is pretty cool. It's just a simple little desk build with some books on the side. And then there's also this little heart fountain for the Weasley's Wizard Shop, which is pretty cool as well. But just some little side builds that were also included in the set. Also, when building this set, you are given this box to open last. And if you guys are planning on getting this set and want to be surprised and don't want to know what's inside of this box, then please skip to the next portion of the video, because I'm going to show you guys what was inside of this box. It's a really cool surprise that I didn't even know about until I got this set and opened it up. But inside the box, you're given this little display plaque that says, "Welcome Harry to Diagon Alley." And that's what Hagrid says in the first Harry Potter movie, The Sorcerer's Stone. So that's really cool. You get this printed tile right here that also says Lego Harry Potter there at the bottom. And then you get Hagrid, as well as a new Harry minifigure, which looks really cool. He's got some nice printing there on the torso. And then he also is printing on the back. And then his alternate face is actually when he uses the Flu Network and goes to Nocturne Alley instead of Diagon Alley. So that's a really cool facial expression to have for Harry. But yeah, just a really cool inclusion to the set. And I'm glad that they had a little surprise for anyone who builds this set. It was really cool to see that box when I was unboxing this set. All right, guys, that is going to be it for this review of the LEGO Diagon Alley set. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and as always, please leave a like down below. And also, if you're new to my channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It really helps my channel out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.